So some of the Duke of Hazzard horns don't actually come with the 12th note due to copyright issues as well. And if your horn system doesn't have that and you want to place it on there, just stay tuned to the end. I'm going to give you a shortcut and where to actually place that 12th note, so you've got the full 12th note Duke of Hazzard arrangement. So you actually have the 12 notes, and the first note is a G, then that's an E, and then you're sitting with C's for 3, 4, and 5. Sixth note is a D. The seventh note is an E. And the eighth note is an F. Then you're sitting with 3 G's, 9, 10, and 11. And the very last note is an E again. So this is the important part, is to link those notes to the 5 horns. So your G is the shortest. And that's your G sorted out. The E is the middle. And then your 7 is a mid. And then that last note should be fired off on the middle horn as well. Your C is the longest. And then you've got the D, that's number 6, and that's being fired off on the second longest one. Then you're sitting with number 8, which is the second shortest. And that's your 12 notes. So that 12 note is an E, and it must be fired off on the middle horn. So these horns are arranged in 5, 4, 3, 1, and 2, and they usually follow the numberings on here. Your horn can be of a different arrangement, but the way this video is structured, you can actually place that 12th note on any manufactured horn. So once you've got the horn compressor, you take the top off. I've actually placed a mark there so that I assemble it back in the same order it was taken apart. So this is the head, you want to stencil there. The disc, you want to be very careful with that. Take a mental note of where that is, or take a photo of this so that you don't put it in the wrong way. The first thing you want to do with that is just keep that very safe. So what we do is we stencil the head. And then the outputs for the horn. The main one would be number 5. So that will be number 5 and number 1. And that should be your number 1. To make the disc, the test disc, I've just used an old CD cover. It's about the right thickness. The disc in the horn is about 1 millimeter thick, so that works quite well. place it on there, and you can just use a scribe to stencil that on there, cut it out to the Dremel or even a drill, and this is what you get. From stenciling the head, that will blow off on number 5 there and number 1 there. And if you take the stencil from the disc, that's all your G notes blowing off on number 5, and then the last ones on the end here are for number 1, that's the E note. You can clearly see that that's your first note, and if it starts turning, that's note number 2. And if you go through the sequence, number 9, 10 and 11 blows off that number 5 horn. So you get it to the end here, then you look at number 1 again, because that's where your last note is. Give it about 2 or 3 millimeters, so there's a pause between the last blow off, and you want to actually put that hole in there. So you can actually use this disc on your original stencil. And that tells you exactly where to place that hole. So I'm going to go and drill this, put it in, and if all goes well, we're going to have that 12th note.